Welcome to African Today, the voice of a changing continent. We bring you the stories shaping Africa's present and future, from breaking news and bold analysis to culture, innovation, and voices on the ground. We're here to inform, inspire, and amplify the heartbeat of Africa every single day. Thank you for stopping by the channel. We hope you enjoy our video. Let's begin. Welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about this West African leader who is loved by his people and the pride of Africa. Here is some information to learn more about him. Let's begin. Captain Ibrahim Traoré is the interim leader of Burkina Faso, having taken over the position following a coup which he led against Lieutenant Colonel Paul-Henri Damiba in September 2022. The 37-year-old captain had supported Damiba, his commanding officer, in a putsch earlier that year against former President Roch-Marc Kaboré. Since Traoré has been in power, Burkina Faso has played a key role in the withdrawal of 3 West African states from the regional body ECOWAS. Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali have formed an alternative, the Alliance of Sahel States. The Conversation Africa asked researcher Daniel Eisenga where the country was headed under Traoré's leadership. Who is Ibrahim Traoré? Traoré was born in 1988 in Bondokwi, a small town on the route connecting Burkina Faso's second city, Bobo-Dioulasso, and its fourth largest, Ouagadougou. He completed secondary school in Bobo-Dioulasso, then moved to the nation's capital, where he studied at the University of Ouagadougou. After completing his undergraduate education, Traoré joined the army in 2010 at the age of 22. He undertook his officer training in Po at the George Namoano Military Academy, an officer school for the Burkinabe Armed Forces. He graduated as a second lieutenant in 2012 and served as a peacekeeper in the United Nations Multidimensional Integrated Stabilization Mission to Mali, MINUSMA, after being promoted to lieutenant in 2014. After his stint with MINUSMA, Traoré took part in missions in northern Burkina Faso as part of a special counterterrorism unit. He was promoted to captain in 2020 at the age of 32. Damiba led a coup against Kaboré in January 2022. He then assigned Traoré as chief of an artillery regiment in the north-central region of Burkina Faso. As it became clear that Damiba was losing popularity within the junta, Traoré and a group of junior officers organized a coup. They seized on public and military outrage around an ambush that left 11 soldiers and dozens of civilians dead. What has been the response to his rule in Burkina Faso? Some media reports suggest that the young captain and his junta enjoy popular support throughout the country. Some have even drawn comparisons between Traoré and Burkina Faso's earlier leftist revolutionary military leader, Captain Thomas Sankara. It's true that the two captains did take power at the age of 34, but the comparisons end at their rank and age. During the 1980s and nearing the end of the Cold War, Sankara came to power as ideological divisions split the Burkinabe Armed Forces. Officers supporting Sankara led a coup in 1983. Viewed as a Marxist revolutionary, Sankara attempted to enact political reforms. They included policies to boost public political participation, empower women, address environmental degradation, and reduce inequalities. Traoré's position is much more precarious. Most military officers did not participate in either his coup or the one led by Damiba, underscoring the fragmented state of Burkina Faso's armed forces. Traoré's junta has claimed there have been multiple attempts at destabilization or coups. This highlights the arbitrary means by which power has changed hands and the inherent instability present under junta rule. To shore up his position, Traoré has launched a restructuring drive. This has included redirecting revenues from taxes, the mining sector, and other sources of public revenues into defense coffers. He has also mobilized volunteers to fight violent extremists as part of the Volunteers for the Defense of the Homeland, a junta-sponsored civilian militia. There are reports that forced conscription has been used to send volunteers to the front lines of battle. The conflict data indicate that the strategy is not working. Traoré may not be as popular among ordinary people as he is often portrayed. This is inferred from the violent repression of critics, multiple alleged coup attempts, as well as the ongoing violence and humanitarian crisis. He has cracked down hard on independent voices. Journalists, civil society leaders, political party leaders, and even judges have been targeted by the junta with its forced conscription tactics and other forms of violent repression. The September 2022 coup d'etat got the attention of Russian foreign information manipulation and interference campaigns. The campaigns were linked to the shadowy Russian mercenary outfit, the Wagner Group. Other Russian information campaigns employed fake social media accounts that pose as Africans with a genuine interest in Burkina Faso. These accounts promote divisive rhetoric that places blame on France and other Western countries for local grievances such as ongoing insecurity. Aiming to boost support for himself immediately following the coup, Traoré trained his sights on capturing the anti-French sentiment. He blamed the French for many of the country's woes and cast Damiba as a close French ally. Within a few months, Traoré demanded the French withdraw its security presence from Burkina Faso altogether. Since the French withdrawal, Russian mercenaries have been seen providing protection for Traoré and reportedly supporting operations near the border with Mali. However, only some 100 to 300 Russian forces have gone to Burkina Faso. This suggests that the focus is on regime security for Traoré and his junta. What does the future hold? Traoré's actions have not improved the security situation in the country. There have been at least 3,059 violent events linked to militant Islamist groups since he came to power in October 2022. This is a 20% increase in comparison to 2 years preceding the coup. The number of fatalities linked to militant Islamist violence nearly doubled from 3,621 in 2022 to 6,389 in 2024. The violence has also spread throughout the country to affect nearly every region and increased along Burkina Faso's southern border. It's likely that the data is underreported. The junta has claimed to have foiled several coup plots since Traoré's power grab. A foiled plot came in September 2024, only a few weeks after the deadliest massacre the country has ever suffered. Violent extremists killed hundreds of civilians outside the town of Barcelona. Civilian fatalities linked to militant Islamist groups have increased from 721 in 2022 to 1,151 deaths in 2024. Perhaps more worrying are the civilian fatalities linked to the military or its sponsored militia. The violence in Burkina Faso presents an alarming outlook in which the collapse of the country cannot be ruled out. The military has re-emerged as the principal political actor. By some counts, the military has been directly or indirectly in power for 45 of the 65 years since Burkina Faso became independent. All the while, the militant Islamist insurgency embroils more and more of the countryside at great human cost. Some estimates place the number of people displaced by violence as high as 3 million, though the junta will not provide an official figure. That is more than 10% of the population of some 24 million people. Another million or more students may not be in school due to conflict and ongoing insecurity. Despite the effort to present Traoré as a bold reformer and savior, the political, security, and economic ramifications from his junta rule will reverberate through Burkina Faso for decades to come. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe to help grow the channel. Until next time, see you soon.